Watching porn doesn't make you a bad person. It means you're curious. It's normal to want to know about sex and naked bodies. I mean, look at this guy's penis. Isn't it just unreal? Whoa!
What the hell is even that?
This is a tool I use to teach students about gender and sexuality. First up, we have sex assigned at birth. This is what the doctor says you are when you come out of the womb. It should be based on chromosomes, hormones, and genitals, but most time doctors just look at genitals. Next up, we have gender identity, which is totally different from sex assigned at birth. This is what you feel you are inside, and no one can see this from the outside. There are 3 different sliders that you can move up and down to describe your gender identity. Then we have gender expression, which is how you show your gender to the world. It's usually based in a sort of binary system, which isn't perfect. Again, you can slide these up and down to show the different gendered ways you express yourself. Then we jump down to attraction. We have physical attraction and emotional attraction. These are different. Again, there are sliders that a person can use to best describe their sexuality. This incredible resource is made by the Trans Student Educational Resources. You can go to their website right here. They're an incredible community.
I mean, you remember when school was like easy? I mean, granted, we never thought it was easy, but it was easy. It feels like it was. It just feels like school was way, way different when I was in elementary, junior high, and high school than it is now. Oh, I'm sorry, kindergarten through, we'll just say kindergarten through fucking junior high, because high schoolers are fucked now. But man, I don't know what's going on right now with our kids and with the school system, but things are getting really bad. You know, I don't know if it's that people don't care or if it's that people are really pushing all this gender ideology stuff, but it's like, I just don't see how we're supposed to just let this slide. They're literally trying to teach, you know, 2nd and 1st graders and 3rd graders and kids about porn. I mean, I don't understand how it's like an issue now. Like, why? I mean, I guess it's an issue now because there's so much gender talk that it's like, you know what, you should be taught about porn and about, you know, dick sizes and how to make a pussy wet and how to do all this shit, because obviously that's all that matters right now, right? That's literally all that people think about nowadays.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist here, a double major, and I also just won the most prestigious award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want, the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. So I think I'm pretty, you know, qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on like old data. But my question to you, and so I want you all to like realize that
last month, but sure.
Like, for example, gender identity disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk about...
I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is the term that I use throughout the speech, not gender identity disorder.
You sound like a bozo, bro. And you get no pussy, and you can't even make your wife wet, bro, so what's good?
You serious?
Right? Because even if you're a mathematician and a fucking physicist, all you can think about in your fucking wife beater is that, you know, Ben Shapiro, this guy can't even, God bless me, Ben Shapiro, this guy can't even make his wife's pussy wet. I mean, are you serious? That's like all that, like, it's just, I just get. Oh man, I mean, can you imagine him like writing his application or whatever to like whatever job, prestigious job or wherever fucking university or shit he goes to, and he's just like on his application, yo, I can make the pussy wet, what's good? And they're just like, sir, we see here that you can make the pussy wet. Is that true? Are you able to make the pussy wet? You know, all I could think was that it's just too early for this, but I was trying to plan out some stuff to talk about, and I was like, you know what? I just gotta start. I'm just gonna start today because it's just too much. But so, the NeuClear Family, right? The NeuClear Family used to be what everyone was like, we need to get rid of this, we need to abolish, we gotta get rid of the NeuClear Family, which is like a fucking, I guess, a mom, dad, and like a mom and a dad, right? And during the BLM stuff, that was like thrown out the window. Well, everyone took that and just that concept of a mom and dad and just threw it out the window, right? They're like, it's all about like the single parents, and like black people are like, they're always there for their kids even though they're sometimes not. And, you know, everything else under the sun that had to do with a mom and a dad and how a normal household family should work. Then it turned into, you know, whether it be you be a single mom or you're a single dad, it's like, it's the best. Being a single mom and a single dad is the best. I mean, it fucking shouldn't. You know, it's all about togetherness when you have a family. That's why it's called a family. Like, putting nuclear in front of it is a choice, I would assume. But usually when you have a family, it's just like a straightforward family. Like, there's nothing bad about it unless you're a toxic family. But other than that, it should be fine. And then it turned into everyone was gay and everyone was pushing the gay agenda and the LGBTQIA question marks and the rest of the alphabet agenda forward. And it's like, then it turned into like, well, you can have two moms or you can have two dads. And, you know, which would basically be all you could really have, right? Because you'd either have a man or a woman. Like, you can't, I mean, you could have two theys as parents or two he, she, you know, insert pronouns here type of parents.
My pronouns. So of course we have he, him, his, himself, and they, them, theirs, themselves. And then we also have void, void self, end, ender, enders, ender self, death, deaths, death self, pix, pixel, pickles, pix, pixel, pixels, pixel self, vial.
That is totally just verbal abuse. That is mental and verbal word abuse on your child to force your child to have to recognize you by those terms, when it was so much easier for us back in the day when it was just mom and dad. Mom and dad, that's it. That's it. I couldn't believe when I saw that like, come on, like death self and like void and like vile, like, oh man, like I know that kids these days are like, you know, suffering and they need help, but that's a little too far. You're going a little too far with that one, and I can't condone that. You know, then you had all the polyamory people coming out like, oh, what about us? We have multiple partners. So you can have a mom and a dad, but the dad could have a boyfriend, or the dad could have another girlfriend who's also married to her other man's best friend's boyfriend's girlfriend. And it's like, you can't put that on a child. Why would you want to put that on yourself? But you just can't put that on a child. Like, you just can't. And the fact that this whole, like, don't say gay thing, like, I get it. You know, I get it.
Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read about it.
It's like, yeah. Hey, but hey, you got freedom of speech in this country.
That's the problem, man.
I stand by the First Amendment.
No, man, it's becoming a problem.
Okay, well, maybe some of it I don't get why people are so upset, but I get it why people are upset and why they don't want their children to be taught about gay things, because that's something that's like it's a choice, you know. It's something you should be able to experience for yourself. And like, you know, if you are like all fucked up and you went through traumatic experiences, maybe you didn't do those experiences right. But all right, got it. All right. So just to clarify, you know, I was going through it. Craig Lee Lawrence here, like I said earlier, in a video before, the attorney of Craig. But yeah, it turns out what he meant to say was that just any experiences that, you know, you might have had in you know, LGBT wise experiences, like if you ended up, you know, kissing your best bro, or like, you know, you and your girl ended up kind of like playing diddle dits or something, like, I don't know, whatever it was, whatever experience had you become the way that you would like to be. That doesn't mean that, you know, that doesn't mean that all us niggas went through that experience, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a little weird, you know, I mean, I've been in an accident and I did see the light, but I don't go by the light, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. And I always seem to stub my toe on shit, but I don't like go around just like calling myself, you know, excruciating toe pain. But I don't know. I just wanted to clarify that real quick in case you thought that, you know, you just meant you're not enjoying bad experiences, right? Because bad experiences, of course, if you were, you know, fondled or touched or anything happened, of course that's a lot worse, and, you know, it leads to a lot more deep psychological roots and just, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm just wanted to clear that up real quick. But everything else should be about good, you know. We'll go ahead and edit this part in there. But don't put that on all of us. It's the same thing like with the BLM thing, where, You know, just because some black people are crazy and feel oppressed doesn't mean all black people are acting crazy and feeling oppressed. You know, I mean, I may be acting crazy, but I definitely am not oppressed. But, you know, we're really pushing our amendments. You know, freedom of speech is really getting pushed to its limits. And I feel that given how we're raising our children, whether it's with masks, whether it's with gender, whether it's with sex, they're just going to grow into these tyrant beings that just will not take no for an answer. They won't want to not be accepted for whatever they are and want to be. Like, who are you to tell me who you are to me? That's my thought, right? That's been my thought. Like, who are you to tell me what you are to me? When I don't even know you, so I can only go off of what I see. And unfortunately, maybe that's what gender was meant to be about. It's meant to be about what we can physically see with our visual beings. Like, you can't see someone and see death. I'm sorry. You can if you see someone and you just see an asshole, but you cannot literally physically see death. Unless they are dead, then you could be seeing that person as death. But it just doesn't work that way. So you cannot have a family based off of people who are death. You know, you can't have a family based off of people who are multiple people. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then you have people getting mad that, oh, well, if you can't say gay, then, you know, you shouldn't be able to say hetero. And
Don't Say Gay bill is actually also the Don't Say Straight bill. Here's a section if you wanted to pause and screenshot. Because of Florida's choice to keep things vague, so there's a big umbrella of which to discriminate, they also included straight people. So these are the straight things that you won't be able to talk about in Florida schools when this is enacted. Gender signs need to be taken off all of the bathroom doors. You cannot line up kids in girl rows and boy rows. You cannot talk about traditional families or a family with a man and a woman, because that's heterosexuality. And I don't want y'all to talk about that in school. What? You won't be able to celebrate Mother's Day or Father's Day in school. You won't be able to celebrate Christmas in school. I don't know what orientation the Immaculate Conception was, but I don't want my child subjected to that. What other...
It's like, what? Families are two parents that conceive a child. I'm sorry, but two guys, biological dudes, cannot conceive a child. One. Two, they would not be able to then care for that child because it wouldn't have been able to be conceived. Now, they can adopt a child. By all means, please adopt the children that are out there that need help. But don't adopt a child and then subdue him to literal torture that his country probably has no idea about. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, you know? But again, the nuclear family is something that I think has been twisted and, like, contorted into this horrible phrase. But it's like, it is a horrible phrase. Like, why would you call a family nuclear? That's like saying it's about to blow. Most families, you would assume, are stable, loving, caring, compassionate. You would want those families to be like that. So why would you think a family to be nuclear? Now, if the family is going nuclear, maybe they need help. Maybe they need counseling. Maybe you need child services to step in. Maybe you need, you know, some type of something to go on with those people. But it's not that they aren't gay. You know, it's not that that anything's wrong with them. You know, it's just that they need help. Maybe something's wrong with them. Maybe, but this isn't the way I think we should be going on about things. And, you know, I looked up the DSM-4 and 5 and whatever bullshit, like, back last year when a lot of this was really prevalent and everyone was at each other's throats. But I done forgot about it. But it's like, if you are feeling like you are something that is like, if you're identifying as like a hat, you know, I mean, we're all aliens here. But if you're identifying as like, you know, an animal or a feeling or it's just like not. It's not like you can't feel, you shouldn't feel that way. I guess I shouldn't say that you can't feel that way, because you can feel however you want. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to voice my opinions on things that go on when I'm just looking at it like I would never. And even, you know, as far as teaching kids porn in schools and people trying to teach children now about gender and all this shit, it's like, you know what? It isn't necessary. It's just not. There's more important things to worry about. There's wars going on all around the world that we thankfully aren't involved in, but could be. And so there's other things maybe we should learn about.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping, traveling with him. I guess we traveled 17,000 miles when I was vice president. I don't know that for a fact.
As far as slavery and shit in families, or I mean not in families, but as far as oppression and stuff go, with how, you know, families are seen and people being like, oh, I'd rather just be a single parent, or like I just want to have a kid and not have anyone to help me take care of the kid. Like, I don't know, like people like that, like you need to get yourself straight. But I'm starting to lose focus because it's just too crazy. But yeah, this is just a quick one, so I'll just leave this. I'll just leave that here. So thank you so much for watching. It's been the Ghost in the Craig, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.